Hello, this is Maiden Lane in the West End. Look, I'm doing a West End video. So I just popped up here to go to Covent Garden earlier on, and I was walking down Maiden Lane, which I've walked down before lots of times, but never really given it that much attention, which is a bit bad. But it's a very interesting, like so many streets in central London. But there's some very notable things down here. We've got a church. The maple leaf, which I remember drinking in there back in the 1990s. It's a long time ago, isn't it? But we do have some really quite fascinating stuff down here. Just some great history. And in particular is what we're coming up to now, which is Rules Restaurant. Look at this signage up here. Mineral Waters by Schweppes. That's an old sign. I would say that's possibly, what, 1960s, I'd say. Good mixture of ages of architecture and styles, which I always like. Quite a condensed space. So this is Rules Restaurant, which has been here for a long time. As you can see here, I wouldn't start to try and read all that out, so you can have a look at that there. Pause and read it if you wish. That's what's on the menu. Now, I've never actually eaten in here. Probably can't imagine if I ever would do, but I know that my parents did at one point. And obviously good reports, because yes, it's quite an amazing place. That's the Vaudeville Theatre there, with the fan-shaped thing on there. And there was a plaque on there for Voltaire. There's a few plaques down here. The one I'm coming up to in particular is of interest to me, because this was originally, I think, a hotel. But as you can see, this is where the gramophone company started their studios, their first studio. So the gramophone company then became EMI. 1898, Fred Gaisberg. So this is where they did the original recordings for their artists. We have a nice little cut through here, which is at Bullen Court. Gwyn's Tavern. So this cuts through, and that should take you down, I think, down onto the Strand. So yeah, that's Gwyn's Tavern is down there. I suppose I should go and have a quick look at it. Now I've got this far. You see all these lovely, these are actually gas lamps. You can go in and see. Got some detail there. Newbridge. So they are gas mantles at the top, and they're all along here. Nice bit of detail here of some cogs. That's not old. It's obviously celebrating whatever took place inside that building at some point or other, maybe. There we go. So the Nell Gwyn it's called. The windows are open. That's that. I'll walk back up here now. Obviously filming in or recording stuff in central London's a bit prone to people, etc. So there you go, Bullen Court. And back out onto Maiden Lane. It's not a particularly long road, but there are a number of plaques along here. We've got one coming up now, which is for William Terrace. And I've heard of this before. You can see, hero of the Adelphi melodramas met his untimely end outside this theatre, 16th of December 1897. The Adelphi Theatre. So I've heard of that before, because obviously Theatreland has lots of stories to tell. Now that's not an old building, it's trying to look a bit old. Now that has a reference to Turner, the artist. Try and zoom in on that if I can do. Sorry. Thank you. Doing a pretty bad job of filming stuff here. So it's he was born in a house on that site. So that is Turner, the artist, was born on a site on that site there. And there was obviously a house. So I mean, God knows what it looked like. Being very ignorant here. But on the other side of the road, you have another reference to Turner. Someone was rather helpfully put up the Turner Society. I don't know whether it was the Turner Society, but this is where he had another home at 26 Maiden Lane. So apparently I'm here. So whether or not that's referring to what's behind me there or here, I don't know. But sorry, I'm messing around with the camera too much. But yeah, that's about there where that is. To this place called Ruffians, which is a barber's. Now the last thing on here that was interesting, and this is where I came in earlier, is this building here, which when I get round the corner you'll see these this is to do with Covent Garden. They put them in to block the roads to make it more of an experience for Covent Garden visitors. That's where I've come. This was the offices of The Lady magazine, as you'll see. Rebuilt in 1861. I don't know how long The Lady was there for. But I would imagine they're not there anymore. They've moved somewhere else. And you've got The Lady sign up the top there, which presumably illuminated at night. So I don't quite know what's going to happen to all this signage. I'd imagine they'll keep it. I'd like to think so. Yes, so that's Maiden Lane. Lots of interesting history. Bedford Street, and that building has some significance too, and it's something to do with I'm sure one of the slots I did on radio on Robert Elms's programme. This, I think, was the boot polish company, boot blacking, that was attached to, in terms of history, to Charles Dickens. And there we have the plaque on the side. This is a little bit of a bolt-on extra, trying to get run over. The blue plaque there, which tells you, as a boy, Charles Dickens worked here between 1824 and 1825. So, I've forgotten the name of the company now, that's terrible. And that's the thing about doing unscripted videos, impromptu videos, is that you can get caught out. So although I'm supposed to be some kind of expert on London's industrial heritage, remembering names and dates can often evade me. Fantastic frontage here. I'd imagine that's original. And this is Agar Street. And you have a big police station there, which again, oh, it's Charing Cross Police Station. So yeah, I think a super police station. One that hasn't been closed down. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. You got a little bit more than I was expecting there, because I thought I was just going to do Maiden Lane. And some of you would have actually seen all this block before, but if you haven't, and you're down this way, you can go and have a look at it now. Thanks again.